do for you, Sasha?
Excuse me, what can you do for me?
Yes.
Well, I understand that you can help me to hear a message from my brother, Alan Frank, and who died 4 years ago. And I have a particular area that I need to look at, if I could mention it.
Well, let me see if I can connect here. Your father's passed away as well, hasn't he?
No, my father is 99.
Oh, interesting, because the first thing I picked up is something to do with a father passing. You've never lost a father-in-law, have you?
No, I'm not married.
This could be something to do with your dad. I'm not sure. But anyway, when you say the name Alan as a brother to you, I get an image of this man who comes through as being, very cordial. I feel like he comes through, wants to impress upon me like he's very intelligent. Mm-hmm. He does visit family a lot. Let me ask you a quick question, though. Did Alan ever have a daughter?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, there's something about a younger girl that he's also delightful, and he has no nieces then at all.
Yes, he has nieces.
There's one of them, then, that's got to be what this is, because I feel like he's trying to help a younger woman, and he's very pleased to be around her. She feels like she's a brunette, like she has brown hair, and very pretty. I would feel like she's a pretty girl. And she doesn't feel terribly young. She's probably in her 20s, I would assume. But anyway, I feel that connection there. Now, the one thing I feel around the vibration I'm picking up is that your brother comes through again being just happy and cordial and very positive and up. He also is telling me that you've been trying to communicate with him for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that you can actually sense him around you at times.
Yes.
And he's also pleased about that. He's also talking about he says you're going to be dreaming about him as well. Let me ask you a question, honey. Where does adoption tie into your family?
Adoption? Not at all that I'm aware of.
He keeps showing me adopt or adoption for some reason. Now, that may be something that may be coming up then in your family, but it's very positive. Very positive.
For me to adopt someone?
I don't know where that comes through at. I'm not sure, but please keep it in mind. Is there anybody in your family that has the name that's close to like Crystal or Christy?
Yes, actually, Crystal was his secretary. And I actually do have the question if he might have had a child with Crystal.
It makes me wonder. Don't be surprised. Now I'm hearing a lot of laughter about this. You very well may want to touch base with her.
Okay.
And see what she says, because I feel that you can approach something like this in a non-threatening way, where she would be very, very open about this. Okay?
But is there any sense that there could be a daughter that I don't know about, or that's related to Crystal?
Possibly. But you know what? I think it's worth at least a conversation. You know what I mean? Not accusation, but at least some inquiry on that. Now, quick question. Did your brother ever travel to the Holy Lands?
I believe he did.
Okay, because that explains why I'm seeing Tel Aviv and different aspects of that. Are your people Jewish by chance?
Yes.
Okay, that's why. That makes total sense to me. He's also keeps saying the name David, and I don't know who David is to him. But it's very, very positive.
Okay.
Now, as I move forward, do you have the habit of wearing a ring, and at times you twist the ring on your finger?
No, I don't wear rings. I'm not comfortable with rings on my finger.
He's showing me a ring on someone's finger, and it's female. And when she talks, she has a tendency to turn the ring around a lot. But it's not a bad thing. Now, your brother also, again, he's coming through. He wants me just to impress how healthy he is.
Great.
He's very healthy. He keeps bringing that up. He also was telling me that he knew he would not live to be real old. He always had that sense about him. And, oh, what is that? Has your TV or electrical things around your house been acting funny lately?
My TV occasionally.
That has something to do with his playful side. He's affecting that. But anyway, he's telling me that he's doing okay, that you and he are going to talk real soon. He keeps telling me to tell you that mother or mom is doing really, really well. I don't know why he brings that through.
Well, she is. She's having a renewal. She's 92 now.
Excellent.
And she seems to be having a renewal. She's much more positive than she'd ever been.
Excellent.
And
he's
Dad
right
is
up on top of
99,
that.
but Dad's a bit frail right now.
Yeah, that makes sense too, honey. But he's doing extremely well is what he just keeps emphasizing. And he does, again, kind of brag about that from his perspective. He considers himself pretty smart. And he also said that he felt like his life was successful.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Could I ask
who is Mary or Marie?
Marianne.
Okay, who is that to him? He wants to say hello to her.
Marianne was his secretary, property manager.
Makes sense. He's also showing me now the theater.
Yes.
He's showing me connections with the theater.
Yes, he did.
And
he sold his T-shirts in the theater.
Uh-huh. Oh, gosh. Is right near where you lived or where he lived, is there some demolition going on or some remodeling?
Well, it's in my mind, and I was going to ask you about that.
Okay. He's real positive about that. He wants you to be wise, but push forward with it. It'll be really good for you in the long run.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I ask you something about that?
What's that, honey?
Can I ask you something about that?
Please.
Okay. Because that's the issue that I came to today, because I'm struggling quite a bit to know what to do with a building that he owned 50% of.
Uh-huh.
And I can give you the address. It's 162 11th Avenue in New York City. My verbally abusive partner wants to sell the building now, and I could sell along with him, or I can take a new partner to buy him out, which ultimately would result in stabilizing the building, but then demolishing it and rebuilding it for a great, I see, growth potential.
You are so on, because as you've been talking, that's what he's excited about as well, that in the long run it's better to have that redone and to hold on to the property. He doesn't feel it's smart to sell the property right now anyway.
Great. Well, that was the answer that I was looking for. And there are two candidates I can go forward with, and one of them is named David, and the other is Ed Gitlin and his group of Dan Harrington, Nicholas Newman. I don't know which
David
of these two groups.
That's why he said the name David to me earlier.
Go ahead with David.
Yes. Remember he said the name David I told you?
Yes.
That's what he's talking about. He says that they're not crooks. Well, listen, honey, I'm so sorry about cutting this short, but we are coming into a commercial break.
Okay.
Sasha, I want to thank you so much for calling in today, and I look forward to talking to you again. And your brother Alan is so excited that you two communicated today, and he's real excited about you moving forward and getting out of this slump of challenge you've been in.
Okay. And move forward with this project to keep it.
Yes, and he's going to help guide you through it. He wants you to listen to the gut instincts you keep getting in your heart. You stick to that. He says you're right every time.
Okay, and the David group would be better than the Ed and Dan group?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Okay.
All right, sweetie, thanks so much. God bless.
Thank you.
Hi, Dave.
Marilyn. Gosh, it's good to hear from you today, sweetie. What can I do for you?
I can barely hear you, but I'm calling because I received a message from our mutual friend that you were concerned, and I was to give you a ring.
Ah. Oh. What we just talked for just a moment or two about you keeping up on your health. That was what that was about.
I'm going to throw some stuff at you, okay? You ready?
Okay, because I feel, have you already been to the doctors the last month or two?
Oh, yeah, hospitals, emergency rooms.
Whole 9 yards.
Violently
Okay,
ill.
makes sense.
I've been diagnosed, and by the way, our last personal session when you told me that Rip was concerned about something with my blood, this is it. We were right on the money, honey. I have been diagnosed with factor V Lehman mutation.
Oh, my.
It's a genetic blood clotting disorder, and I fell into the hospital and had some blood clots. Anyway, they were trying to label me and put me on a blood-thinning medication for the rest of my life that made me violently ill.
Oh, my.
And I finally had to put my foot down. You know me. I'll die on my feet before I spend another second on my knees with my head in the can.
Right.
And I need to know if they're pushing for me to have this surgery to put in like a filter in the main vein that runs up to my heart.
Right.
And I need to know if I should consider that. The reason this came about was I've been taking a minute amount of hormone replacement therapy for the past year, and it kicked it in. Or should I just finish the medication I'm on that will ultimately finish dissolving this clot in my lung? Of course, I won't take any more hormone replacement therapy and figure I'm good to go.
Okay.
Or should I have this surgery?
Okay. You know, what I'm sensing, and again, you know, Marilyn, thank you so much for calling in, honey. I'll keep you in our prayers. And, you know, the main thing on what I'm going to give you here, you always want to make sure you consult with your specialists and all of that as well. But right off the bat, it does appear, from what I'm sensing, that you will end up having surgery. I think the surgery is going to be a bonus with you. I would consult with them in timeline. I do feel that the clot that's in the lung area, it does appear like that is going to be dissolved somehow.
Right.
Okay? I see that part of it being very effective for you.
Okay.
I'm also on the same page with that hormone replacement therapy. I don't like what that's doing to your body.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel proper to me. I feel like there's something off on that. Again, you know, that two areas are very, very strong. And I also, you know, completely understand, you know, your stuff. You know, you're like, you know what, because you and I have talked about this over the years off and on. You know,
it's our time to go.
It's our time to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're like, you know, you're like a lot of people I know. You don't want to go without, you know, with all this horrible stuff. You know, you're more apt to say, nah, let's keep it this way or that. But I do know this. You're heading in a good direction. I know that this is helping you get things back on track in your life.
Right.
And so this is going to be super important for you to really stick to that. And I'm glad that you're also holding on to your strength and your decisions as well. Weigh your pros and cons, do the research that you need to do in regards to what they're offering and what they're suggesting for you.
Right. I'm really upsetting this new specialist because I just don't immediately start jumping through all of his hoops.
Right. Well, you know what? You know one thing, Marilyn, you have always brought a really strong, wonderful sense of, hey, let's be direct with one another. I'm going to be taken as an equal to you, not less than or subservient. You've never allowed that with anyone.
Oh, no.
No, you won't. And so, you know, to bring your strength to the forefront when you are in discussion with this doctor is good. Too many people do the complete opposite. They never ask a question. They never say a thing. They keep waiting for the medical staff to say things, and they often don't have all the insight and information that they need. And so I believe that you are much more of a refreshing challenge for this doctor as opposed to constantly, you know, pissing him off. And of course, you know, one can be polite with verbiage, you know, even though we are direct.
Yeah.
And so you keep sticking to your guns, and I know that this is a good direction for you. Because if this had continued to go unchecked, I don't know if I would be talking to you today.
Well, no, you probably wouldn't. And, you know, when I went to the emergency room, I was there for 6 hours, and they did all these tests and imaging, and went, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, and sent me home. And at 10:30 at night, I got a call from the ER doctor going, oops, you need to come to the hospital right now.
Yeah, I hear that, girl. I'm so glad.
I want to let you know that I finally got around to reading the book, Women Who Run with Wolves.
Oh, isn't that a great book?
It is a great book and so validating about some of my old knowing.
Sure.
And amazing. I want to recommend that to all of your listeners and to let all of your listeners know that I have been able to rely on you and Bruce and everyone at Reflections and the Church of Iraq in all my spiritual and emotional and intuitive needs. And I hope that everyone listens very intently and carefully to what you have to say, because it might not make sense at the time, but sooner or later it always comes around, my friend.
Well, thank you so much for that, Marilyn. I appreciate it, honey.
And
again, I'm real proud of your strength and your tenacity.
I'm down, but I'm far from out.
I hear that.
And I left you a message at Reflection Center.
Okay.
You might want to touch up with me, and if I get the strength back, I might even consider signing up for this first class, this intuitive class you're offering.
Anytime. Well, listen, Marilyn, before...
I'm going to let you go, but I think of you and pray for you always.
What can I do for you today?
Well, I was kind of hoping that you could, I'm at a crossroads in my life, and I've been on Social Security most of my adult life and everything, and I feel more awake and more healthy than I ever have in my life. And
I agree.
Need to know I need a direction, help with the direction, because I have inventions in my brain, and I don't know if that's the area that I need to pursue, or what do you see for me?
It's so interesting that you would say inventions, because I was going to tell you you're in a time period of heightened stimulation or ideas, and I was going to suggest that you run with them. Be wise, make sure you cover your bases. There is a male who's older, who's around you an awful lot at this time of your life, who's in spirit, has something to do with your dad. Now, this could indicate it is your father or it's his father, okay?
Okay.
And it's real positive. It's not controlling. It's like an encouraging, I got your back thing. Now, moving forward, I agree. You're in an excellent space. This energy, this awakening, the clarity that you have, this is yours. You're not going to go backwards, all right?
All right. I worked really hard to get here. So I'm pleased about
that for you. So where you are right now, I'm just so thrilled. And I do know you just need to set down some ideas and plans and really start moving forward, just step by step. You don't have to do, 4,000 miles an hour right as the minute the gate opens, but make sure you're well-paced. You're going to be very pleased. And, by the way, Joe, you have potential that's very, very real of bringing in substantial amounts of money. This larger flow of income, which I see around you within 2 years, is actually going to be something that's terrific for you, because you're going to utilize this money in some form to reach out and help other people.
That's what I dream about.
Well, honey, that dream is coming to pass. And when you look at your past and all the ups and downs and look at all the areas you've been able to heal, you are a great, great source of encouragement and hope for other people.
Well, that's cool to know, because
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And this man that I keep sensing around you keeps impressing upon me how proud he is of you. Very proud of you. So please keep that in mind.